What's up, guys? Good morning or good evening, wherever you are. Now we're going to get into XRP and maybe some price predictions, maybe not some price prediction, but we're going to look at the news and what it means for XRP. So, this in for the news. Ripple Labs made $500,000 dumping XRP in 2018. Token still down 82%. So what does this mean? Ripple and XRP are brother and sister, we would say, for companies. They're like sister companies. One can work without the other. So what this means, they're trying to implement XRP so that they work together with Ripple. But now let's get some of the evidence that we have. The common knowledge that when Ripple was first created, all 100 billion of XRP tokens in the total supply were pre-made prior to launch. 80% of these tokens were distributed among the co-founders and operating bodies of the company, which over time had been routinely dumped into the market. The dumping as a result of two things: former business partner existing without the company, Ripple Labs selling XRP to fund new investors. This is what we're trying to get. That's what they did to invest. So XRP collected the money that it dumped from on us investors. Yeah, it was harsh. I would say, yeah, that was a harsh move. But that harsh move led them to getting the partnerships and things that they have right now. So if you still hold on a little bit longer, because they made a very big move, getting things like MoneyGrams, about 200 partnerships with banks behind them. This means XRP prices will jump. Do not sell, because as you've seen within the last few months, that XRP is a stable coin. So when we look at XRP, that is selling around 31 cents right now. I like Robinhood's charts, though. Don't criticize. It always seems to bounce around the 31-29% range, and it goes up to about 40, 45, but in between that 10-cent range, meaning XRP is a very, very stable coin if you buy it around its low. So if you're buying around now around 29, 30 cents, even though I'm not your financial advisor, so don't take this as financial advice, but I am saying this is how I would do it. This would be a very stable process if you want to hold some money, because just if and or when XRP does rise and take off with the rest of the coins like Bitcoin, and so you will watch your money grow. This is not financial advice. This is common sense. As we've seen the bull run markets before. Let's get a little bit more information. So as Bitcoinist, reportedly a large group of social media accounts, quarterly known as the XRP troll armies, continue to respond harshly to any criticism of XRP and or Ripple Labs. Among the latest victims was veteran financial Peter Brent, who last week issued a warning that XRP could soon have to 16 from above 31 cents. Why would he think it would go to 16? That's far-fetched. But hey, I'm gonna just leave it alone. But the move would happen towards a correction in Bitcoin. He says July 11th, this subsequently played out, but XRP managed to avoid a steep decline, bottoming out at 29 cents instead. Nonetheless, Brennan endured the pushback of the troll army among immediate, this thing's kind of small, opting to defend his words when challenging about the integrity of his analysts. Could things be looking up? So, another Twitter trader, Ricket Capital, noticed on Wednesday that XRP actually appeared to be showing some signs of promise after the price rebounded off a long-standing support for the first time since 2017. The number 3 cryptocurrency, however, still has a long way to go before holders see a return on an early investment. So yeah, just like I was just saying, if you can hold that around that 29%, that'd be some good advice. Not your financial advisor once again, but XRP is a very stable coin. You can make a lot of money with this one as soon as the markets seem to blast off, even though it's a lot of news in the news and so forth about Libra coin, Bitcoin, and the government is trying to push back on them and make a new bill currently trying to hold down and or limit the amount that these cryptocurrencies have with the power of the money they are accumulating to turn this to any financial institution without them being backed by any kind of banking system or government, supposedly using the word they're trying to protect us from cryptocurrency taking advantage of us. But let's get into some more news. Let's hear from Ripper CEO Brad Garlinghouse while they talk about Libra coin. Ripple CEO joined Squawk Box on CNBC to share his thoughts on Libra, Facebook controversial digital currency. According to him, the overwhelming publicity that Libra coin has acquired is a good indicator for the bright future of finance besides the world spread. Condemnation and strong critic of Facebook, he noted, I think on the most micro level, it's been good for a world because it brought a lot of attention on a set of technologies that really can't benefit the mainstream banking, mainstream consumers expressed around banking. I think there's a bit of perhaps arrogance that may be the Silicon Valley arrogance with how Facebook approaches this and just somewhat brazenly running into some things without checking some of the boxes. The risk of unregulated digital currency. Well, we'll get into that in just a second. So the Brad Garlinghouse is trying to say Facebook got a lot of publicity, but they're really not going through all the steps they think which is necessary to, what you would say, keep the people happy, because basically he's still saying that they have to worry about the security risks that Facebook kind of does when it comes to your privacy. Brad Garlinghouse saying you kind of need to check those boxes before you come over here and pushing you and your financial investors over here, which LibraCoin does have some very, very powerful investors, and I believe that they will go very far. I'm not saying I'm a fan, but power kind of tends to overwhelm people when they kind of in every aspect of your life. With LibraCoin, Facebook, Instagram, Lyft, Uber, Spotify, and other major corporations and banking companies such as Visa and MasterCard. They are very strong and have some very strong backers, which means that if you start playing the Facebook games, because many thousands and hundreds of thousands of people do daily, that they will start giving you maybe this Libra coin as a startup and giving you offers like 10, 20, or 50% off your Uber and Lyft rides or your Spotify account, so you can listen to your music, drive around, and etc. More people are going to be very willing to give up their information, even if they're not doing this, or be willing to give Libra coin a shot, just because they're going to maybe, and if give away the Libra coin as a startup to kind of win people over. But this is not really about Libra coin, so let's get back to XRP. XRP, the end of Western Union. At the time of announcement, Libra, David Marcus, came out and said, "This spells the end of Western Union." That was a huge call to action. To the banks around the world that had been watching big tech players and early were fearful to come into this space. This information comes barely a month after Brad attempts to dismiss all the jitters surrounding Libra coin, indicates the future potential. On his defense, he insists that Facebook Libra triggers more banks to opt using the software and related XRP token instead of listening to the noise, basically, of Facebook and Libra coin and its partners. So Ripple is standing its ground, and it seems to have a lot of financial bankers investing in them, which could mean that they can get the attention of the governments, that you could possibly say they're trying to wiggle their way to get a little bit of the people's influence and a little bit of the banking influence at the same time to establish themselves as a mediator. So if this goes, Ripple can be one of the first to kind of do it in a way to where people don't really have much bad to say about Ripple, because they're doing what they have to do despite them putting a lot of financial burden on the people just to move forward. I think was a great investment idea, even though people took shots and hits, but they're trying to lead the way to potential not hurt you but grow your Ripple XRP faster and greater and better than it was before. So yes, you might have to be a casualty for a little while, but as many of us are hoping that all cryptocurrency take off and redeem themselves in some type of category, but it seems like they're going to have to start narrowing them down sooner or later to who can we trust and what can we trust and what can these coins do for us. So until then, I would like to say thank you for joining this channel.